Hello, gamers. Hello, happy Monday. Wahoo! Let me go ahead and go over to game screen. Game screen? Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. Hello. I hope you have had a good weekend so far. We are back, finally. Finally, it's been 84 years, but we are finally back with some more 428 Shibuya Scramble. Which, yay! Yay! Sorry about last week again, if you weren't aware. I just was super busy delivering packages and stuff like that. But now I am finally free. I am finally free. But I will say, last stream, I remember at the end that my voice was kind of dying. And I can very much report that that has not really changed. Because I haven't been drinking a lot of water. So here we are. And we're going to do our best. And see what I can read without my voice dying, essentially. So, yeah, let me go over here. Make sure it's over. Yes, it is in the correct, in the game screen. Correct game. Alright, so last time, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what happened last time. Oh, right. Achi and Hitomi met, cool, super duper Kanan. Her name is right there. Her name is literally right there. Kanan. And, Kanan was like, wait for me by the mall. And we went over and we learned a little bit more about, Maria and Hitomi's relationship. And, we gotta keep out, apparently. We're looking for Hitomi. Okay. And there are people outside waiting to ambush us. Also, we played through more of Tama Comedy Hours. It's great. It's great. Maria is fantastic. So with all that said, I think that we can go back here. And I'd be interested in doing that. But I'm going to be completely honest. I'm also very interested in playing through OSAWA's story right now. Because Tanaka was also hella sus in that one bad end where he's like, I'm sorry, Maria, you have to die now. And then he shot the shit out of her. I don't think he shot her. What did he do? Like smashed her with a hammer or something? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, with all that said, let's go over to OSAWA. I do not want others intruding into my domain. Accordingly, I do not intrude on others. Blah, blah, blah. That is how I've lived my life. That is how I've forged my sense of calm. But something has begun to drive me mad. The boundaries between myself and others have started to collapse. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I will become something other than myself. And that one thing I fear I could never bear. And that is one thing I fear I could never bear. Look at me, I can read. Wow. This is certainly going to be a stream. Oh, no you don't. Kajiwara tackled Tanaka as he strode toward the door. Okay, we stopped Tanaka. That's good. That's great. Wait, he did show up in that other Achi timeline, though. So Tanaka will escape. We know that for certain. The two men collapsed in a heap in front of the entryway. Hey, Tanaka barked. What are you doing? Hold still. Kajiwara ran his bug tracker over Tanaka's body. It began beeping loudly. Aha! Kajiwara pulled off Tanaka's necktie clip. It's a listening device. Tanaka's face went pale. Where did you get this? Kajiwara demanded. Well... Tanaka trailed off into silence. I gave it to him. Oh. Oops. I gave it to him. Thanks. Thank you, lovely wife. Why would you do that? It was I who had appeared on the second floor landing. You were listening in? OSAWA asked brokenly. That beeping doesn't sound good. It certainly does not. It certainly doesn't. It sounds like a spy. Hello, Black Blue. I hope you have been well. Ma'am, Kajiwara said. Would you mind explaining this? for once, he seemed deadly serious. Oh, well, I don't know if serious really fits naturally into that voice. It's me, Kajiwara. Ooh. I was barely able to hear a thing. That's what I get for going with something so cheap. I held out the dangling earpiece. When and where did you get that? Earlier today, when I left to do some shopping. Really? And you're not even gonna say sorry? Alright. And why did you plant a listening device on Mr. Tanaka? Kajiwara asked. That's what I want to know, Tanaka chimed in. Why would you do this, Mr. OSAWA? He was trembling. I don't trust you, Tanaka. I don't believe your lies. You were out... who's talking right now? There's multiple people in the scene. You were outside emailing someone earlier, weren't you? You were outside emailing someone earlier, weren't you, Mr. Tanaka? I saw you from the window. Emailing? Kajiwara looked into Tanaka's face. I nodded. He came back into the house shortly afterward, and I'd asked him where he'd gone. Okay, that was I talking. Hello, I spotted you from the window. And what do you think he said, huh? She was practically gloating, playing to her little audience. She began stalking down the stairs. He said he'd gone to check on something at the lab, despite the fact that he was out in the yard there fiddling with his phone the whole time. So I figured if I bugged him, he might show me his true colors, and... Enough. OSAWA cut his wife off. Tanaka had been emailing Hitomi, of course, but he couldn't reveal that now. Well, that is true. That is actually true. So, I guess this one time you're actually free. I think I get what happened here, Kajiwara interposed. He folded his arms. Your wife thought that Mr. Tanaka was in contact with the kidnappers, and so she planted a listening device on him. The detective peered at Tanaka. Who were you, yeah, Tanaka. Who are you emailing, sir? Yes, that's right, I chirped. Show us your phone, Mr. Tanaka. Let's see what you are really up to. We really shouldn't do that. Or is there some reason you don't want to show us? OSAWA started to panic. If the police checked that cell phone, they'd find the emails from Hitomi. And if the kidnappers somehow found out about that, Maria's life would be in danger. Maria is fine, you have no idea. You have no clue, my guy. But I was still relentlessly advancing on Tanaka. Stop this. Darling. She turned to him in surprise. Tanaka was sending emails on my behalf, OSAWA said. I asked him to do it. And just who was he emailing? It was... Okay, time for wonderful lies. He needs to think of a lie fast. Great, okay. It was me. It was me? Like he was emailing me? Okay. It was someone from work. It was Pretty Honey. What is Pretty Honey? You know what? It's as good a lie as any. It was Pretty Honey. The room went silent. Pretty... Wait, what did you just say? Kajiwara asked after a long, awkward moment. Honey. OSAWA replied meekly. My apologies. I didn't quite catch that. One more time. Pretty Honey. OSAWA's voice was scarcely audible. Pretty Honey. I asked, sounding ashamed on his behalf. Who's that? OSAWA felt his cheeks burning. Oh, we told... Great lie. Okay, that was excellent. Wahoo. Of all the names he might have chosen, why did he pick that one? Okay, well... He's so doing that on purpose. He really is. He's like, I need you to repeat your dumbass lie one more time. Kajiwara just wanted to hear OSAWA repeat it. Yeah, exactly. Of all the nicknames he might have chose, why did he have to pick that one? Who is it, sir? Kajiwara demanded. He regarded OSAWA's face keenly. A personal associate of mine. You wouldn't know them. But why ask Tanaka to send the message? Kajiwara asked. Don't you have a computer in your study? Couldn't you have sent the emails yourself? My computer was having problems sending email. I'm not sure what the issue was. Look, the point is, there's no reason to worry about Tanaka's emails. Now I assume we're done here. I need Tanaka to run some more errands for me. With that, Osawa opened the front door. Tanaka gave him a quick bow and headed out the door. Wow. Okay. Wow. So that's how he escapes. But he's still kind of sus. He's still definitely suspicious. Hey, wait. Hey, wait. I started to go after him. Just calm down. Osawa barred the way. There's no way he's connected to the kidnappers. Can't you see that? You're so funny. His voice cracked, and he shuddered at a sudden rush of emotion. There, sir, Kajiwara said consolingly. She's just deeply worried about your daughter. I turned around and marched back upstairs. Yeah, worried. That is certainly a choice word. But still, if she is that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift seems a bit... Clothing accessory meant to hold one's necktie in place. In the old days, they were a quintessential part of the salaryman's outfit, along with the cufflinks and the company badge. Recently, tie clips have come back into vogue with some older men, now more frequently referred to as tie bars. I've never heard it referred to as tie bars, but okay. Kajiwara's muttering trailed off. What do you mean? Osawa asked. Ah, nothing. Not important. The detective waved a hand dismissively, but there had been a more definite note of suspicion in his voice. Certainly this isn't... Okay, I was like, certainly this isn't a keep out. This seems rather interesting. Well, back to work. Kajiwara headed back into the living room. Huh. Osawa returned to his study and sat in front of his computer. I'm starting to think genuinely that Osawa's story will entirely just take place within the house. Like, he may not actually ever leave. Which is rather interesting. He did leave for a little bit to, like, help Toyama and his daughter a little bit. So, oh yeah, they were in the shed. So they were hiding out in the shed, and then Toyama's daughter got lost, and now he's in the arcade. Where did she go? Okay. Anyway, Osawa returned to his study and sat in front of his computer. He had no desire to be in the presence of detectives who now crowded his living room. The Ayakamiki fan forum for people 40 and over was still open on his monitor. He reloaded the page and saw that his earlier thread had gotten a reply. It was from Pretty Honey, a regular contributor to Osawa's threads. You could have just said that. I guess. Okay, sure. Well, I guess he couldn't have said it because he's so prideful about himself. But it's like, man, I'm sure people can hear you blasting Ayakamiki songs in your room. Username of someone who posts regularly on the Ayakamiki fan forum seems to know a lot about agriculture and the police, as evidenced by statements such as if the world were a farm with 100 people, as well as a tendency to post to another site called the 87th Precinct Telecommunity. Incidentally, Shinya Kano's girlfriend, Rumi, also posts to the 87th even, Precinct Telecommunity from time to time. So is that Rumi's father? Huh. She has had several massive arguments with Pretty Honey there, with the latter criticizing the police for not doing their job. Oh boy. While Rumi insists that police work is very difficult and deserves more credit. I think I see where that's going. This is a jump for Shinya Kano, which we haven't started his story yet. So I'm just going to continue. I'm opposed to the idea of Ayakamiki expanding into America.
She should be able to enjoy the success she's earned in Japan without having to struggle overseas. Aya has done so much for us. I'd like her to keep supporting Japan forever. Wah!
The message was festooned with sort of emoticons that a young girl might use. Pretty Honey claimed to be a 19-year-old female college student. I don't believe you. I don't believe you? I don't believe you. Certainly it can't be friggin' Hitomi, who's just like, I had some free time, so I want to go complain about the police because I could have died by this point if Achi hadn't saved me. I don't think so. Although the community was meant for Aya Kamiki fans 40 and over, the settings allowed anyone to post there. The only young woman among the members, however, was Pretty Honey. The thread continued.
By the way, have you tried the Aya Kamiki?
What is this voice?
Have you tried the Aya fortune teller yet? There's a link below. Wah!
Fortune telling, huh? What is... Very unlucky. This is amazing. someone really had a time in fucking DaVinci Resolve was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna make this so amazing. This is so dramatic, I know. Why did they do that? Baby's first project in Adobe, I guess. The practice of determining a person's future, luck, or life events using cards, horoscopes, and or other methods of divination. Most people believe that prognostication, when it foretells something, believe such prognostication when it foretells something good, and don't believe it when the outlook is bad. That's about as much faith in fortune telling as someone should have. I mean, you could just not believe it at all, but I mean, life is just normal. OSAWA stared. Should he ask it whether Maria was safe? If it gave him a good answer, he'd believe it. If it were a bad answer, he wouldn't. It might be worth a shot, just for the peace of mind it'd bring. He clicked the link, and the Aya fortune teller page came up. It asked you to enter your birthday and sex, and then Aya Kamiki would offer her advice. OSAWA followed the instructions, entering his date of birth, selecting male, and then clicking next. A few seconds later, his fortune was displayed. You're a very work-minded person. He'd hoped for some insight. Really? He'd hoped for some insight on Maria, but instead it was just a write-up about his personality. You'd never be able to get by without the devoted support of those around you, but you probably don't realize that, do you? It's a big mistake to think you can get through all of life's challenges on your own. There's nothing cool about being ignorant. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite the grudge. Find a way to connect more deeply with people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that, and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. What are you talking about? Famous people who got your results. Shinosuke Owara... Why does this guy keep coming up? Why do these people keep coming up? The head of the Wandering Angels theater troupe. He has an interview appointment with Minoru Minorikawa at 2:30 this afternoon. Wahoo. Osawa couldn't help but feel that the advice was painfully appropriate. He went back to the forum and replied to Pretty Honey. Nice to hear from you again, Pretty Honey. I definitely know how you feel about Aya Kamiki being ours. Still, I'm confident she's got what it takes to persevere and succeed in America. And if she does fail, well, all of us in Japan will be here to welcome her back all the same. Ah. Guess this voyage to America... Oh. Okay, the other person's.
Guess this voyage to America I concocted just has me a little...
Oh, no, it's him. Guess this voyage to America I concocted just has me a little worked up. Whoa. Osawa clicked post and leaned back in his chair. Mr. Osawa? Mr. Osawa, the toilet is clogged again. It was only Kajiwara who's outside the door. Cool. First the toilets, then lunch. What is it now? There's been a development in the case. Please join us in the living room. We have important matters to discuss. Kajiwara had his detective face on. Hello, wife. Hello, my dear darling wife. When Osawa entered the living room, I was already there, looking stern and solemn. Now that you're both here, Kajiwara said, allow me to share what we know. We've identified a location that appears to be the Syndicate's hideout. You have? What about Maria? Is she there? Osawa exclaimed. We still haven't been able to ascertain whether your daughter is safe. Well, then what are these important matters you needed to discuss? Osawa felt a wave of anxiety rush through him. The hideout in question is a condominium in Hiro, and it's owned by... By whom? Mr. Osawa, please calm down. Tell me. Go on, out with it. Kajiwara took a deep breath. Is it the father-in-law? Probably. The residence is owned by Mamoru Tanaka. Tanaka? Oh. Oh. Huh. Maybe we shouldn't have let that guy walk out the door. Osawa was speechless. He couldn't process what he was hearing. Tanaka? Lies, I shrieked. Just what are you implying? Interesting. Okay, so I think these two are working on the same general team, so could still be the father-in-law. Just what are you implying? That Mr. Tanaka is the kidnapper? Where's your proof? With all due respect, ma'am, weren't you suspicious of Mr. Tanaka yourself? I suppose, but you did go so far as to stick a listening device on him. Flustered, I withdrew into a vacant silence. The sudden ringing of the phone startled everyone in the room. Wahoo! Was that Tanaka? No, it couldn't be. There was no way. The phone was wiretapped. The detective wearing the headset nodded to Kajiwara, who in turn motioned for Osawa to pick up. Hello? He said cautiously. Hello? Is this the home of Maria Osawa? I don't know who this is. The voice was not Tanaka's. Alright. Osawa didn't recognize it, but the veil of despair that hung before him thinned slightly. Is this the home of Hitomi Osawa? This time, the man on the phone used Hitomi's name instead. Yes, that's right. What? What? Huh? The caller immediately hung up. That's creepy. I don't know why, that's kind of creepy. That's like something you would... I don't know, something in a horror game or something. As Osawa stood there, dumbstruck, Kajiwara gently took the receiver and hung up the phone. One of the detectives addressed Kajiwara. We've traced the source of the call to a cell phone. Also, we've pinpointed the base station used. Inform Director Kuze so he can prepare a team, just in case. Just in case? Osawa asked. What do you mean by that? Kajiwara frowned slightly. Just because this is a kidnapping case doesn't mean that every phone call comes from the kidnapper. We'll look into it, of course, but... I see. Besides, right now, confirming Mr. Tanaka's whereabouts takes priority. Don't you agree? Osawa nodded. Someone should call him, the detective added. I'll do it. Oh, I'll do it. I got out her cell phone and dialed up Tanaka. Well, that's not suspicious at all. Where was Mr. Tanaka headed? Kajiwara asked. He eyed Osawa keenly. To work? I don't know, actually. I actually don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Let's be honest. I think Kajiwara is very much on our side. And I is very much not. I don't actually know. Even leaving out the part about Hitomi, that was still the truth. If Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, Osawa knew he ought to tell the police about this blue minivan and the emails from his daughter. But part of him still trusted Tanaka deep down, and he couldn't bring himself to reveal it all. We have investigators en route to Tanaka's condominium, Kajiwara said. Let's wait for them to report in. What? What? Wait a minute. What? They just wait for them to report in. What just happened? Did it repeat? I think it just repeated. Interesting. That's an interesting bug. On the far side of the room, I was squawking in frustration. Despite several attempts, she hadn't been able to get through to Tanaka. Kajiwara's phone rang and he pulled it from his pocket. Kano? Oh yay, it's Kano. Kano, what's going on? He headed into one corner as he spoke into the receiver. I suppose that'd be all right. What for, though? After a few more quiet words, Kajiwara held his phone out to Osawa. Hey! One of the investigators, one of the other protagonists on the scene would like to speak to you. Frowning in confusion, Osawa took hold of the phone. Osawa speaking. Can I help you? This is Detective Kano. It's been a while since I dug Kano's voice. This is Detective Kano from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so I need to cut to the chase here. There was a pause as the speaker took a deep breath before continuing. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter, Hitomi? I'm laughing out of shock. It's not because it's funny. I'm laughing literally out of shock. Okay. Surely, Osawa, we wouldn't do that, right? Because that'd be awful. What? Osawa was so startled that his voice caught in his throat. I don't think he would have done it. Because he was saying, no, I don't want to do that. But surely I has the connections to make sure that Hitomi gets the antiviral whatever medication. What are you talking about? The antiviral research was top secret. How did some detective from Shibuya precinct know about it? Look at all these points that I can do to jump to Kano's story. Oh well. Whatever. Who cares about that guy? Osawa was bewildered. I'm the one asking the questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? I'm not sure I understand the question. I know what this syndicate is really after, Mr. Osawa. Osawa's mind went blank when he heard what Kano said next. He could give no reply. Mr. Osawa? The detective continued after a moment. Is everything all right? Without really thinking, Osawa hung up. Oh, well, that's surely not suspicious at all. Did you really give the antiviral medication to your daughter? Or the antiviral medicine? Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? If you know that it can, well, wait a minute. Now it's been too long that I don't actually remember. The virus itself can definitely kill people, but I don't know if it was ever really confirmed that like the antiviral was. I think that's the point. Like we don't know if the antiviral is safe or not, which is why we shouldn't be administering it right now. Okay. Did he mean the UA virus? Did he mean the UA virus kept at the lab? Wait, hold on. The detective had been wrong about that. The kidnappers must have the UA virus already. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to do what I did to Atomi. Wait. Okay. Okay, I was so lost. But I was right, because I was saying... Wait. Yeah, no, okay. I was right. There was this time here where I was like, it seems like very pointedly, like Maria is like, you know what? Hitomi, you stay home. I'm going to go to the party instead of you. And it felt like she did that specifically to protect Hitomi from being kidnapped. So they kidnapped Maria and they were like, fuck, we got the wrong twin. And they were like, who cares about her? Let's just go. And Maria woke up without her memories. So they specifically need Hitomi. Interesting. Do not look away. These are your crimes. At last, Osawa understood what those emails from A were all about. They were a preview of the tragedy that was yet to unfold. The kidnappers probably meant to start the main event soon. It might already be too late to stop them. So honestly, the person in the most danger right now is really Achi, of the 5 protagonists. Mr. Osawa. Oh, Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara asked. Are you alright? The detective gazed with concern into Osawa's ashen face. Bracing himself, Osawa spoke up, his voice hoarse and dry. Killer virus is about to be unleashed in Tokyo, and I know who's responsible. It's me. Okay. 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 It's Radical 6. It's Radical 6 all over again. Oh, joy. My favorite. Okay. Okay. The sudden confession caused the detectives on site to stir like a hornet's nest. Please, arrest me. Feeling the weight of his crimes crushing down on him, Osawa dropped his gaze to the floor. He held out both his wrists. Who knew we find another gang with a deadly virus? They're just all over the place. Uchikoshi could have been a writer on this game, and I would have been like, yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll tell you everything down at the station, he said. Anything you need to know.
Ooh, I don't know. Looks like a bad end to me. Oopsie daisy.
Osawa imagined. Oh, imagined. Okay, we still might be good. Imagine bodies dropping left and right. There was. This has nothing to do with anything. There was a bad end that I think Osawa got. Yeah, at the very beginning of the game. It's when Minorikawa sends the email, and he goes out and goes to the office and sits there all day. And I can't remember if I said it out loud, but I thought to myself, like, it seems like such an interesting bad end of like, and then he went outside and there was a zombie apocalypse outside. And little did I know, there actually was. Not gonna lie, I do want his jacket. Osawa has the drip. There were limits to what might be cured from a small stockpile of antiviral his lab currently contained. If they were unable to quarantine the infected in time, then Shibuya, no, all of... What is this? What? What is this graphic? All of Japan might be engulfed in a pandemic that the drug could never stop. A massive outbreak... I know what a pandemic is. In 14th century Europe, massive cholera outbreak is said to have killed 2/3 the population, and the Spanish flu outbreak in the early 20th century killed at least 25 million people worldwide. Given modern advances in transportation, some researchers are of the opinion that the global risk of the pandemic is higher than ever before. Oh boy. Interesting that you say that, because anyway. He could only hope for his complying with the authorities might help stop the spread of the infection before it was too late. Oh, hi. Okay. Bad end. Great bad end. Guilty conscience. How would I avoid that? Stop Kano from figuring that out? But isn't that a good thing that Kano figured that out? The thought of the Ua virus devastating Japan filled Osawa with despair. Blaming himself, he asked to be arrested, but this only happened because of what Kano had said to him. Kano should not do his job correctly. Kano should not be a police officer. That's what we're learning. A simple error in word choice led Osawa to the completely wrong conclusion. Really? Really? Kano ought to properly inform Osawa just what the kidnappers are after. Okay. Huh. Okay. I find a lot of the bad ends come from Kano doing his job. Right? He was like in the interrogation room and he got like so many bad endings and like now he's just saying stuff to further the case. Kano, you need to stop. Well, with that in mind, that was certainly interesting. I have no clue. I think maybe we'll continue with Maria's, and then if we still have time, depending on what unlocks from that, we'll hop into Minorikawa, I think. Alright, let's go back here. Oh boy, it's certainly time for one of the voices of all time. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Mr. Boss whimpers. This guy gave me a job, so I really owe him. I think I can skip most of this. Yeah. After that, I part ways with Mr. Boss and head to a different floor. I don't tell him about being able to see through the scratch cards. The guy really ought to develop a proper work ethic. Blah, 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 blah. I surely can talk today. Alright, no bad ends. Wahoo! The third floor is packed with young girls. I spot a shirt that catches my eye and head to the fitting room to try it on. There I realize that there's something in my pocket, something I must have been carrying around for a while. Is that Jack Stanley? No, I don't think so. It's a photo. A photo of a white... Have you ever seen in friggin' Persona 4 Arena, I think, when Teddy pops out of the suit, and it's a very famous line where then Junpei looks at him and is like, "Whoa, a white guy." Oh my god, a white man. Wow. Is it really Jack Stanley? Who's this guy? I think it is, yeah. I can't quite tell if I recognize him or not. This man. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Wake up, Hitsuomi, I mean, Maria, the other twin. Dangerous. Really? I hear someone's voice inside my head. Oh. Hi, Kanon. Stay away from him. I don't even remember what voice I gave you. Flashes of memory flicker in my mind. I see a girl standing before me. I can't quite recall her face, but I get the impression she's someone very important. She speaks to me. Yeah, definitely Kanon. This man is dangerous. Stay away from him. Really? Jack Stanley? How many different conspiracies? Like, who can we trust? Who can we not trust? How many different conspiracies and groups of people are after Hitomi? That's all. Then I snap back to my senses. It feels like I was right on the cusp of remembering something critical. But oh well, who cares about that? Any rate, it seems there's some connection between me and the man in the photo. Try as I might, though, I can't recall anything more than that. Hey! That's cute. I still think that the friggin' necklace is absolutely ridiculous, but the outfit's cute. I try on the shirt I picked out. Yeah, that looks good. I decide to buy it and have the store toss out my torn sweater for me. As I'm about to go down the escalator, a young man strides up to me as if I'm an old friend. I'm guessing, yeah, this will definitely do this keep out here. Let's just continue. There you are. I thought you were going to meet on the second floor. We were going to meet on the second floor. Going to meet? What's this guy talking about? I've never seen him before. Well, anyway. Come on, we have to hide. Hide? Why do we need to do that? Hide? Why? Because those guys might have found us. They're outside. He grabs my hand and I yank it away. Hey, come on, what gives? Is this some new pickup trick or something? It's playing out the exact same way, basically. Whatever it is, it's way too aggressive. I get the heck out of there. And and then I get to a bad end. Hey! The guy keeps shouting, but I ignore him and try to slip away into the crowd. When I look back, though, I see he's still following me. What do I do? For now, maybe I should head to another floor. Maybe I should hide someplace where there are fewer people. Why don't you want to talk to him? I mean, like, you have amnesia. Be like, hey, do you know me? I don't understand. Funny how she finally meets someone who genuinely seems to know her and she instinctively tries to avoid it. I know, exactly. Why would you do that in this situation? Fewer people. I scurry for one of the far corners of the floor. Compared to the area around the stairs, the rest of this level is deserted. I head up on the fourth floor. Uh-oh. Shoot. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. I have a feeling that this other one is going to lead to the exact same thing, but we'll see. For now, maybe I should head to another floor. I hurry toward the bank of elevators. Okay, this is different. Hi, boss. Why you like this, my guy? Why is he like this? Well, if it isn't Tama, what a coincidence. It's boss again. I try to walk on by like I don't notice him, but it's already too late. Huh? Hey, where'd your boyfriend go? Boyfriend? I have no clue what he's talking about. Anyway, perfect timing. Can you give me back that magazine? Nothing you're saying is making sense. I peer at him in confusion. Once again, boss looks like he might start to cry. How do you... This has nothing to do with anything. What's the button again? It's this one. How do you, like, do that with your... your neck muscles where you like lean so much forward that you're like, bleh. That is impressive. Huh. Don't tease me like that. I did give it to you, right? No, you didn't give me anything. Oh, you gave it to Hitomi? I didn't even remember that. Okay. Sure. He's got that giga chin. It's all in the genes. True, true. I get it. You wanted that 100k yen all to yourself, so now you're playing dumb. Is that it? No, I honestly have no idea what all this is about. By now, he's all worked up and getting red in the face. Look, you might have amnesia, but that excuse ain't gonna fly with me. The amnesia has nothing to do with it. He doesn't seem to want to believe me, no matter what I say. Come on, hurry up and just give it back. Otherwise, I'm gonna start bawling here, real loud. He's going to cry? Seriously? This guy's a real piece of work. Well, what's it gonna be? You're gonna make a grown man cry? I guess so. And then she just walks away. It would certainly be pretty embarrassing if he starts sobbing now. But I can't exactly give him back a magazine I never had. Oh. Well, it's been real, Mr. Boss. I'll remember you. I'll remember you. The elevator door opens. Well, if it isn't our little entrepreneur, we've been looking for you. It's the two thugs from before, and there's no avoiding them this time. Asao Ozu and his underling Yutaro Segawa, members of the Tenryu Gumi Yakuza Syndicate. Ozu is quite frightening when angry. His nickname is Ozu the Ogre, but despite his strong emotions, he is very logic-driven. Segawa is the archetypical punk who likes to get into scuffles, but he's also a really good cook. Really Yakuza-coded. Don't hold on to me. I have nothing to do with this. The men drag Mr. Boss into the elevator. Save me, Tama! He grabs hold of my hand. Hey, let go of me! Great, now I'm in the elevator too, and the doors are shutting. Now then, Mr. Boss. We're gonna call you Mr. Boss, that's your name. Says a bald-headed man. There's nowhere else to run. His tone is polite, but also pretty foreboding. Whoa, wait, just hold on. I can get you the money. I'm just about to get loads of it. Enough of your poppycock, snarls the younger guy. Never heard that word. Balderdash, claptrap, straight up nonsense, taken from the Dutch papakak, meaning soft dung. Today I learned language, sure. I really mean it this time. Please, you have to believe me. I can pay you back 100k right now. 100,000? You're really carrying that much? Asked the bald man. No, not me. The girl. Thanks, boss. I really love it when you throw me under the bus. The men turn to eye me in unison. She's holding on to something that's worth 100k yen. What? The sudden turn in the conversation has me all flustered. Tama, please, boss says. Just hand it over. I've already told you. I don't know what you're talking about. I've heard poppycock, but I've never knew claptrap was a phrase. I guess that's where the characters from Borderlands get its name from. Oh, okay. I've definitely heard claptrap, so I'm not familiar with Borderlands, but yeah, that's probably where that character gets their name from. Interesting. It's interesting that like some people like I could be like, I've never heard this word before. I'm sure nobody knows it, and other people can be like, yeah, but I've heard this word before. So the elevator stops at the first floor, and the doors open. Hey, Toyama. Oh. Standing on the other side of the doors is the guy I ran into earlier, Hana's father. The bald-headed man snarls. Toyama! I just get to the next one. Hopefully this will save. You, boss? Maybe? Hana's father bolts like a startled hare. The bald man and his cronies stare after him. How's my chance? Boss hisses. He darts out of the elevator and makes a run for it. Hey, after him! Shouts the bald man. After who? Him or him? Really? Just start with Toyama. The two thugs race after Hana's father. You've been spared for another day. Congrats. For another time block, even. They've left me all by myself. I'm worried enough to think about going after them, but before long I've lost sight of them all. I don't care. I don't care. For a long time, I stand there. For a long time, I just stand there, dumbfounded, like a hurricane victim lingering in the aftermath. What a day this has been. What a quirky day. When I finally get my wits about me, I realize I'm pretty hungry. That's right, I didn't eat lunch. I head for the 4th floor, where the restaurants are. As long as you don't leave the building, you should be fine. Since I really don't want to run into Boss and those other guys again, I decide to take the escalator. As I'm riding it up, I hear a commotion coming through the floor below. It's a man's voice shouting angrily. Out of my way, come on. I pay the outburst no heed and let the escalator take me up. Oh. Ooh. Tama, you have to start running. Oh, okay, interesting. I thought for sure that would be for Tama. Maybe it's somebody else. Everybody's gonna show up at this mall, I guess. Except for OSAWA. Alright. When I arrive at the 4th floor restaurant section, the sign for a Chinese buffet catches my eye. Buffet, a style of dining where guests serve themselves freely from an array of prepared foods, taking as much of each as they want. Many hotels and restaurants tend to hold buffets at lunchtime or for brunch. Sometimes, however, this just winds up being kind of a cruel trap, with the crowded lines making it take forever for you to even get near the food. That would suck. That would suck. Imabiki Chinese restaurant. The name means something along the lines of fire of morning. I guess fire is important for cooking, but that's kind of an unsettling thing to call an eatery. Don't worry about that. Oh well, the name doesn't really matter. I'm in the mood to straight up devour some Chinese food. When I go to enter, though, I'm stopped by one of the employees, that same employee. She is just like, I love getting this screen time. I'm sorry, miss. I'm afraid we're not accepting any more, customers. I mean, we're not really open. Not just now. She sounds a little bewildered by her own words. Why not? Well, you see, one of our other customers ate all of our food. Someone ate an entire restaurant out of food? Is that even possible? You know someone like that. What I'm trying to say, miss, is that we're, closed for the day. Go figure. Looks like Mr. Boss's bad luck has rubbed off on me. I guess I'll have to look for another restaurant to... Why is the child like this? Why is she like this? What is she doing? Huh? I guess I'll have to look for another restaurant to... Hold up, who's that kid? Lying idly across the seats in the waiting area at the front of the restaurant is a young girl. Is that the girl that dismal-looking fellow has been searching for? She looks so sad it makes my heart ache. She looks like she's dead. Why is she just there like, I'm practicing my dead man pose, look at me, bleh. Is it convincing yet? Yeah? Cool. I can't just leave her alone. Excuse me, is your name Hana? She looks warily at the question. Your father's been looking for you, I say. Hana ignores me, just stares up at the ceiling. Hey, how about we try to find your dad together? I coax the girl into getting up, then I call out to the restaurant staffer. Excuse me, where should I go to ask them to put in an announcement on the PA system? I don't know. Maybe the first floor, the security office. Right, down we go. I take Hana with me, and we get on one of the elevators together. She's been through wars. She's seen it all. True, she's had to like run around. She's been in the shed, trapped for like hours, and now she's in an arcade.
Do you know my father?
Hana's tone is pretty brusque. Well, I don't really know him exactly.
Then are you a debt collector?
I laugh and shake my head. Would a debt collector be wearing an outfit like this? Fair enough. Hana lets out a deep sigh.
So you're just kind of butting in then?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I can't help but grin sheepishly. I feel like something about sad little Hana is stirring some of my lost memories. Maybe about a younger sister that you used to have? If I just came out and told her that, though, she'd probably think I was a total weirdo. So I decided to say something else. I guess I just get bored being all by myself. Aw. I guess I'm just sort of person who can't ignore someone in trouble. Guess I'm just the sort of person who can't ignore someone in trouble.
You're weird.
Hana looks away from me. When I get to the security office, I hear voices coming from inside. I wonder what they're talking about. I peek in through the crack in the door and see a man with a cane speaking to the security guard. Okay, so really important, Maria. Really important. It is super vital that you walk away and don't get shot. How many exits are there that lead outside? There is a main entrance on the first floor along with 2 side entrances. Also, there's one down on the first basement level, and there's another in the second basement level. The security guard spoke with polite precision. Blah, blah, blah. I see, says the man with a cane. I need you to shutter all exits except for the main entrance right now. Understood, sir. Really? You have authority over the cops? I'm thinking. Is the man with the cane friggin' I forget his name entirely, but Kano's hero? Is that him? Cuz we did see a flashback with him, but we didn't actually see his face. He wasn't using a cane during the flashback. But I mean, things can change. Things can happen. That might be it, maybe. Attention, all shoppers. The announcement comes in over the loudspeaker. Due to maintenance, all first floor entrances other than the main entrance have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. I'm not sure what just happened, but it sounds like the main entrance is now the only way out. Come on, I say. Let's have them make an announcement. Oh. Right, I forgot about Hana. Come on, I say. Let's have them make an announcement for us. But when I turn... Where were you? When I turn around, Hana's gone. She must have run off while I was distracted. Well, looky here. If it ain't that little cutie again. The 2 thugs that were after Boss come strolling toward me. Oh, you're a speedy one, huh? Says the bald man. Weren't you downstairs just now? And did you change your clothes too? That... Surely that's not a normal conclusion to reach. Surely you would be like, wow, do you have a doppelganger? Because I just saw you, like, over on the other side. And you'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? He looks over to me, seeming impressed. Hey, hold on. Let me see your face. The younger man grabs me by the wrist. You know boss, yeah? Go on and give him a quick little call for us. He gives me a sharp yank. Let go of me! Can it, girlie? Just give the man a call and we're all good. I have nothing to do with that guy. Do it now. These guys aren't even listening to me. Now I'm pretty pissed off. Oh. Ooh. I forgot about Maria's powers. I said I have nothing to do with that guy. I whip my manhandled arm in a wide arc and send the younger man flying into a stack of boxes and just kill him. Look at his dumbass. Guess he must not have been expecting that. He hits hard. The impact knocks him out cold. Whoa, what the heck are you? The bald man asks, his eyes wide. I love his face just implanted into the box. I know. Look at him lying dead on the ground now. Amazing. Shut up, I tell him. You're next. This, like, magical girl pose. I flash a winning grin. He gathers up his fallen friend and drags him away as fast as he can go. Hopefully the man with the cane did not hear me. Okay, that was pretty strange. It was just like when I was fighting Miku. My body seemed to know how to pull off all these moves instinctively. Am I a martial artist, maybe? You know what? As good a guess as any, I guess. She has such Sentai energy. Super Sentai. True. Anyway, I have to go find Hana. Where is the child disappearing to? Why is she doing this? Easier said than done. It's night outside. No, it's not. I was like, how could it be night? Isn't it the afternoon? Yes. This is just the inside the building, but it's just darker. Easier said than done. I wander around the building, but I don't see any sign of the girl. Maybe she went back home. Eventually, I slumped down on a bench in the corner. I wish I could go home too, I muttered to myself. Oops. Something cold presses against my neck. What? Is that what I think it is? Make a scene and I slit your throat. Oh no, it is a knife. Two foreign men grab me by the arms on either side. Okay, but you don't understand. Like, I'm Maria. I'm the girl that you originally kidnapped. I'm not the one that you want. My sister is upstairs. In that moment, fragmentary memories flood through my mind. I'm on a street. It looks like someplace in the Middle East. I'm being dragged along by several men. I'm too scared to speak. There are people on the street, market vendors, but none of them seem willing to get involved. The men drag me into some back alley. So, this happened when you were in the Middle East? And not, like, recently in Tokyo? Help me. Please, somebody help me. I'm being abducted. And then Kanan helped me. Yay! Kanan's cool. And then a dark silhouette drops down in front of me like a friggin' badass. The figure brandishes a knife, threateningly at the men. And they all died. Ah, well. The blade moves with dazzling speed. My captors are all down in mere moments. Who is this? Who came to save me? I try my utmost to drag my memories to the surface. It's a girl. That's right, I'm certain of that much. I don't remember her face, but it's a girl, younger than me. Walk faster. The angry hiss in my ear snaps me out of the flashback. What was that memory just now? I'm more concerned about the girl who saved me than I am about the men who've captured me now. The two thugs march me along, still holding me by the arms. Now would be a great time to maybe use the Super Sentai moves that you have. I guess she can't really use them on knives. Understandable. She does not have a big puffy coat like Achi. Can't believe she was in a place like this. Yeah, talk about giving us the runaround. I can't figure out what they're talking about. A place like what? Giving them the runaround? Do you know me? The two men look at each other. Wait, are you the other one? Not again. Not again. It's like we've kidnapped the wrong one 3 times already. Stop it. One of them peers closely into my face. What are you talking about? What do you mean a place like... I stop as a sudden idea comes to me. Hold on, are you talking about that storehouse? You remember the storehouse, though. The men look utterly confused. I am going to just take 1 second to take a sip of water here. 1 second. Alright, I'm good. And yet she's willing to get answers from armed men rather than Achi. True! It's like, I know you're kidnapping me, but do you happen to know who I am? I explained that I've lost my memory. This makes them pretty anxious. We gotta report this. That is a very slick phone. One of the men takes out his cell phone and makes a call. He informs whoever's on the other end that I've lost my memory. I have no idea what's going on. Based on what I can follow from the conversation, though, it seems like these were the people who had put me in that storehouse. But why had they done that? One of these guys asked if I was the other one. But what could that possibly mean? Could it be? Did they abduct me because they mistook me for someone else? If so, who? The more I try to think, the more muddied this all gets. Calm down. Just calm down. Let's think of what we know. What I do know for sure is that I woke up inside that storehouse. And evidently I took a blow to the head, and that's the cause of my amnesia. Hold on, that's strange. If these people had kidnapped me before, why wasn't the storehouse, well, locked? Seems pretty sloppy if they wanted to keep someone confined. Yeah, I guess they realized, like, oh no, we kidnapped the wrong one, and then they were just like, oh, whatever. Whatever, we don't care about her. So, what could this all possibly mean? Oh, the grainy quality. It's no use. I haven't the foggiest. None of this makes any sense at all. Let go of her. What? I craned my neck to see who spoke. It's the man with the cane who was at the security office. Oh. Who the hell are you? One of my captors barks. I said, let go of her. Did you not hear? The man with the cane pulls a gun from his suit pocket. He has yet to use that gun, actually. Get lost. This isn't worth dying over. The two men take a few steps back, then bolt out of the alleyway. Who are you? My voice trembles slightly. Guess he's not here. The man takes a quick look around. He? Do you mean Mr. Boss? All that matters is that he's not here. Gun in hand, the man slowly approaches. Hitomi OSAWA, I know you've done nothing wrong. What? I felt a jolt of surprise at the name. Hitomi Osawa? Is that my name? His face a mask of stone, the man points the gun right at my head. Please, no hard feelings. Interesting. So essentially we're saying that Hitomi needs to die in order to stop a virus outbreak from getting around, I think. To be continued. Interesting. Really? Did I make it to the end of that time block? Huh. I hate when the game does this. It's like, wow, wasn't that so amazing? Anyway, go play through everyone else's story. It's like, oh, okay. We're not gonna see Maria for a while. Oh, it also changed her outfit. Yeah, it changed her clothes to what she's gonna be wearing now. That's cool. I like that little attention to detail, so. And yet she's willing to get answers. Oh, right. Now you finally see his face. I think we did the, words, sentences. Come on, Courie, you can do this. We did see his face, the man with the cane. We saw his face earlier in like Achi's route. I don't remember where, but we did see it. So yeah, here. Yeah, right here. So, but we have yet to see I can't even remember my own theory. Kano's oh my gosh, my senpai. We have yet to see that guy, who he really loves so much. So I'm thinking that maybe that's the same person, because I don't know who else he could be at this point. I don't remember. Alright. So, with that said, let's go. We can now jump to Achi's story. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Was it here? No, it was here. A young man tries to jump. Yay! Achi took the escalator down to the 3rd floor. And there was Hitomi, standing right in the open, as if after he'd been searching for her high and low. There you are. I thought we were going to be on the 2nd floor, Achi said. She stared back at him in confusion. Well, anyway, come on. We have to go hide. Hide? Why? She gave him a dubious look. Achi felt... Interesting. That's not something I've ever thought about. I just coincidentally gave Tama and Hitomi the exact same voice, so it all ended up working out. But like, twins in real life should have different vocal qualities, I think, right? Like, obviously when you're children, I don't know, children kind of all sound the same to me. They all have like high-pitched squeaky voices. But as an adult, surely twins would have, or even in the teenage years, like, surely twins would have different vocal qualities, I think, right? I don't know how that works, actually. I think it would depend on the twins. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll go look into that some more. Especially for maternal twins, they would have similar voice boxes. That's true. Okay. Yeah, and if you're not... I mean, one might grow up to be like a singer, and the other person might grow up to be a librarian. And in that case, like, because that person uses their voice so much, their voice is obviously going to change dramatically over the course of their lifetime, compared to the other one. So, but most people aren't really doing that. So, in that case, yeah, they probably have similar voice boxes all the way through. She gave him a dubious look. Achi felt something was off, but now wasn't the time to dwell on it. Because those guys might have found us, he said. They're outside. He took hold of Hitomi's hand. Hey, let go, what gives? She quickly yanked her hand away. Huh? As Achi tried to make sense of the way she was acting, she took off down the corridor. Hey, Hitomi! He hurried after her. It was like changing clothes also had changed her personality. Gee, I wonder why. Their speech patterns may be different, which might affect their voice. That's true. That's true. That's also something I didn't consider. The way they strain their vocal cords could affect how it sounds over time. Yeah. Huh. Many different considerations there. But I assume they sound the exact same, which is why no one's questioning it. Still, he couldn't just leave her alone. The kidnappers might well be closing in. He stayed in pursuit of her, trying not to draw too much attention. He lost track of her somewhere near the elevators. What is her deal? Unsure of what else he should do, he headed back down to their rendezvous point on the second floor. When he arrived, he spotted Hitomi heading down the escalator ahead of him. Hitomi! Achi shouted, but his voice vanished into the noise of the crowd, and she disappeared onto the first floor. Damn it! What is this music? Hello? We have not heard this before. It's kind of nice, actually. What does it remind me of? It reminds me of like an underwater level, and like I don't know, like a Sonic or like a Mario or something. Not really Mario, but like something like that. It's super good. Achi rushed down the escalator. He took steps 2, 3, 5 at a time. He made it to the first floor and looked around. There was Hitomi, about to take a different escalator back up. Why is she doing that? He waved his arms to get her attention, but she didn't notice, headed right back up. Down, up? What the heck is she thinking? Achi sped. If you see her in different clothes both times, you must think to yourself, huh? Achi sped around and got on the upward escalator. Out of my way! Come on! He shoved people aside as he ran up the moving stairs. This has nothing to do with anything, but I really like Achi's long hair. I think it really suits him. But he saw no sign of Hitomi when he reached the second floor. He lost track of her completely. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Achi's shoulders slumped. He felt exhausted, but he kept up his search, scouring one floor after the other until eventually he made it down to the second basement level. Had she grown too impatient of waiting for Kanon and gone off searching for the blue minivan again? I think I can handle myself from here. He thought back to what Hitomi had said earlier. Damn it. She's not gonna be okay by herself. He pounded his fist into the wall in frustration. Please stop. Oh, please stop. That was Hitomi's voice. Oh, yeah. Hitomi. Achi moved faster. He was literally right behind you. Achi moved faster than he could think. Achi, she called back. A pair of thugs had grabbed her by both arms. Achi stomped his way toward them. Get your hands off of her, he shouted. Huh? What's it to you, pal? The older of the two, a middle-aged fellow, turned to Achi with a sneer. He looked familiar somehow. Hitomi, I guess all these people eventually graduate into actual Yakuza. Hitomi shook herself free of the men and ran over to Achi. It's no use trying to act tough, buddy. We're trying to get back to what trying to get back what we're owed. Don't make us have to get rough with you. What are you owed? Hitomi, do you owe people money? No, I don't. They just came after me and started going on about 2 million yen. She looked just as baffled by the situation as Achi was. If you're gonna blame someone, blame your boss, the older man said. He gestured to his lackey. Is this after Maria threw them? Wait, when was that? No, surely not. It was here. I think this is before. Okay. A feral gleam flashed into the young punk's eyes. It was the look of the man who couldn't resist dishing out a beatdown. He brought up his fist and shifted his feet, shadowboxing a few quick jabs with his left hand. It looked to Achi like the guy was an experienced boxer. It's okay, we'll be fine. Hold on, Hitomi said. What do you mean, my boss? Say what? Boss? Who the hell do you think? The young punk shuffled closer, fist still menacing. One of the guys was out cold, couldn't have been after. Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he must have been out of it, so. Then his expression changed. Hey, hold on. Are you Achi Endo? Yeah, that's right. Well, ain't that lucky, getting to throw down with you like this? The punk sounded pleased indeed. We met a character named Kiryu, and he's just never showed up again. I'm now realizing that. Where is he? The punk sounded pleased indeed. I've heard all sorts of rumors about you, you know. Let's see how true they are. Achi didn't like his chances in a straight-up fight with a trained boxer. What should he do? He better run for it. He had to apologize. He had to go for broke. Personally, I think that you could probably do it. But I don't know. Let's just run for it, I guess. He had to run. He reached behind himself and grabbed Hitomi by the arm. Keeping his eyes fixed on his opponent, he took a careful step back. Running away, huh? Coward. The punk was quick to close the gap Achi had just made. Achi didn't care if he was a coward or not. All he cared about was making sure Hitomi was safe. Suddenly, the elevator's door opened before them. Toyama, you're just having the worst day ever. A miserable-looking older man stood in the elevator. At the sight of him, the punk's face went red with rage. You, Toyama! Going up. The man in the elevator hurriedly closed the doors. The two thugs rushed toward him, but the elevator had already begun heading back upward. Come on, after him, the older man shouted. The younger punk raced up the stairs. You stay right where you are, the older fellow added, glaring at Hitomi. Then he followed after his lackey. Does he really think we're dumb enough just to wait here? Achi scoffed. Interesting. I almost wonder if wait, I can check. Okay, the order is about to be put in right now to close all the exits. So as long as we go through in time, we should still be able to leave, I would think. Achi, I've been looking all over for you. Hitomi gave him an angry swat on the chest. For me? What are you talking about? You weren't waiting where you said you'd be. Yeah, because you went up to another floor. What do you mean? I went right to where you... On the second floor. Huh? This wasn't quite adding up. The second floor? What are you talking about? You went up to the 3rd floor. No, I didn't. Wait, what? None of this makes any sense. Achi felt like his brain was getting scrambled. Shibuya scrambles. Ha Anyway. Anyway, at least I found you safe and sound. Yeah. The two smiled at one another. Aw. What's with those clothes? Hitomi's new outfit was completely different from the clothes she'd had on earlier. I tried on a few things, but wound up deciding on this. You tried other stuff on? Oh, okay, that explains it. No, it doesn't. Achi, you dummy. You dummy. At least now things sort of made sense. That's nice, you know? What is? Your clothes, I mean. They look really good on you. Thank you. Oh, I'm actually blushing now. It kinda made me blush to say it. Achi and Hitomi shyly avoided each other's eyes. Aw. She's just a quick to change expert. Perfectly reasonable. Yep. No flaws in that at all. No flaws. no, like, I don't know about that. That all makes sense. Oh, so yeah, Achi said, eager to change the subject. Do you still have that magazine? Oh, right. Yeah. I was just going to throw it away, but I couldn't. How come? I haven't been able to find the right kind of receptacle. Newspapers and magazines are normally supposed to be kept separate from normal trash, right? Hitomi scanned their surroundings for a suitable bin. Wait, are you serious? Yeah. You're thinking about proper recycling now, of all times? Is that weird? Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I think you might just be perfect. Achi found himself blushing even harder now. Don't throw it away, though, because we can make so much money off of that. Tomo! A sudden yell snapped him out of his embarrassment. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. A sketchy-looking fellow, given the magazine, was scampering down the stairs toward them. Great, Achi said. The weirdo's back. The man ignored him, though, and leaned in close to Hitomi. You do still have it. He snatched the magazine from Hitomi's hands. Yes, this one hasn't been scratched off yet. The man hunkered down on the floor and began scratching away at the scratch card stapled into the centerfold. Oh, wait! Don't let him have that! Another man came swooping out of nowhere and yanked the magazine away. It was the older fellow who'd appeared in the elevator minutes before. You can't do that, that's mine! The sketchy-looking man clutched at the older newcomer. Let it go, you people, just... No way. I said let go, and I said no way! The two were fighting right in front of the exit, keeping Achi and Hitomi from leaving. That's gonna be a problem. Get out of our way. How'd you like this? The older man shouted, scratching away haphazardly at the tickets. Now it's just a worthless scrap of paper. Why would you do that? Oh, wait. Your company is responsible for that. So you're saying no, because I'm gonna be further in debt. Okay. Alright, now I remember. I guess it makes sense, but... Dang it! Why'd you have to do that? My 100,000 yen! You mean my 100,000 yen. Then the middle-aged fellow looked back down at the ticket. Oh. What are the odds? I think that some of these characters are just record breakers in just like who can be the silliest little Billy of all time. Somehow in his random scratching, he'd happen to land himself a winner. Give it! No way! The two men took off, engaged in a running battle for the ticket. What was the deal with those two? I'm not sure. Achi and Hitomi could only stand there dumbfounded. Just scratch off the rest, my dude. True. Why? I don't know. Brain cells. They're in limited supply. They're in very limited supply. I don't know if any character really has them. I'd say OSAWA, but sometimes no. I'm not sure. Achi and Hitomi could only stand there dumbfounded. On the other hand, hey, look at the time. It's almost 3. It's almost time to end this story block. Wahoo. The two headed hurriedly for the Gigo back entrance. But just as they were nearing the doors, the shutters dropped down in front of them. Ah, shit. Whoa, what gives? Due to maintenance, all entrances other than the main entrance on the first floor have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. Achi glared at the loudspeaker. It looked like there was no exit through the back after all. I've got a really bad preposition about this. You mean premonition? Oh, that's true. Oops. Hitomi had gotten quicker to butt in with her corrections. They're just a little duo. Holding on to their premonitions, then, the two hurried their way up the stairwell. As Hitomi tried to head out the first floor entryway, Achi yanked her back. Careful. What's the matter? It's that guy. Huh? Hitomi's expression stiffened. Slipping behind a nearby pillar, Achi pointed to the man with the cane, who was keenly eyeing shoppers as they came and went. Well, this bites. No way we're getting out with him there. I mean, he's not going to use the gun in a crowded place, it seems like, based on previous interactions with him. Achi, Hitomi whispered in his ear. Behind us. Achi glanced back and saw the two goons walking in their direction. Uh-oh. If those two caused a scene like before, the assassin would notice them for sure. Aha! The younger punk had spotted them. Damn it, Achi thought, gritting his teeth. But the thuggish pair let out a teensy squeak and then darted off in a different direction, vanishing from view. What the heck? Do they know the man with the cane? Achi and Hitomi watched them go, unsure of what to make of the sudden retreat. Well, anyway, Achi said after a moment. Now we can try to find another way out. Taking Hitomi by the hand, he headed back into the shopping area. The back entrance on the first floor, that was a no-go. The other emergency exits were also locked down. I mean, they're emergency exits. Shouldn't they be open when people are here? That has to be a rule violation of some kind. Which meant all of them? Like, all of them to be locked up. That has to be not good. Which meant that the main entrance on the first floor really was the only choke point in or out. It was almost time for them to meet Kanan. They need to find some way to bust out of here. The pair headed back toward the main entrance. Kanan. I don't know the inflection, the intonation. Then they saw the man with the cane again, heading in their direction. He hadn't seen them, but there was no way they'd avoid him if they didn't do something quick. Guess for now, we've gotta go up, Achi said to Hitomi. They started racing up the nearest escalator, which was descending from above. My bad, coming through. Sorry, please excuse us. They fought and shoved their way past a stream of people riding in the other direction. They could see the second floor now. Achi figured they'd be in the clear once they got there. Hi. Hi. You're probably also going to be like, oh my gosh, Tama, it's been like a hot minute. How are you doing, girl? But then a large woman appeared at the top of the escalator heading down. She was the one who'd been in the Chinese restaurant on the fourth floor. The one who'd supposedly packed an entire buffet into her belly. She was wide enough that Achi and Hitomi would never be able to slip past her. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't believe you. I don't believe you? I don't. Hey, out of the way, Achi shouted. But the young woman ignored him. Achi tried to push past, but he just bounced off her. I don't believe you. They were drifting inevitably back down toward the first floor. It was like they were riding a conveyor belt that was delivering them right to the assassin. The slow zoom. This was not good. If they didn't do something soon, they'd... Wait a sec. Something must have caught the assassin's eye. Achi saw him suddenly rush outside. There was no telling what had just happened, but now there was a chance to escape. Achi and Hitomi raced out the door. Yay! She looks like the type to intentionally manspread, to be honest. She was intentionally doing it. She was just like, no, I don't care. Interesting. She didn't say anything about Hitomi when she saw her, though. So... Outside, the man with the cane was nowhere to be seen. Looks like we're safe. Weren't there people out waiting in the front? Achi let out a sigh. For now, someone said, keep your eyes open. Oh, for now, it's me. I'm the cool one. Hello. The sudden words made the two turn with a start. Kanan was standing right behind them. Just, her name is going to change every time. I don't know. She'd gotten this close and neither of them had noticed a thing. She moved with all the skill of an assassin. Achi felt a chill shoot through him. Don't end it there. No. No. I want to see what she has to say. Dang it. All right. All right, well, that's two characters' stories down at least. So that's good. What was the other one? Oh, OSAWA got a bad end because Kano has to do his job. Okay. Well, we're not gonna finish anything today, but let's start with Minorikawa. No! Minorikawa's cry of despair echoed throughout the cafe. His laptop monitor stared back at him, black and empty. Don't you die on me, buddy! He jabbed his finger sharply at the screen. But the computer gave no response, looking well and truly dead. You don't walk with a charger, my guy? What the hell? Minorikawa pounded his fist on the table. This would be a worst-case scenario, even if he weren't desperately pressed for time. Guess I would just have to write it by hand, then. He rummaged around inside his bag and pulled out a notebook. I can still do this, he shouted, doing his best to psych himself up for the task ahead. I will still do this. Excuse me? Sir? The waitress appeared timidly beside him. What? Minorikawa snapped, his pen still flying across the paper. Sir, if you could please quiet down. My damn computer just broke. I'm allowed to scream or two. Minorikawa was in no state of mind to be quiet. Minorikawa is certainly the guy of all time. He's certainly making choices for himself. If it weren't for the deadline he was racing to meet, blah, 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 he'd probably have gone on screaming until he passed out. Your computer is broken, you say. The waitress peered at the monitor. Yeah, look. It just suddenly stopped displaying anything. Minorikawa, are you okay? Could it be that, the battery just dead? Brain cells. Brain cells. They're in very short supply. The characters in Shibuya Scramble, they really need them. You know, they're really desperate. And if you call this number, you can donate some to them. Even just one helps. It certainly does. Bro, does he not understand what a battery is? Apparently not. He's just been working as a writer and just didn't understand what it was. That's it! The waitress flinched as Minorikawa's finger jabbed toward her face. I hadn't considered that possibility. Hey, let me plug in somewhere. There's an outlet right there, sir. Wait, so you have your charger with you? She pointed at an outlet by Minorikawa's feet, making no attempt to hide her exasperation. Minorikawa plugged in the power cable, and the monitor sprang to life as normal. So, now that that's sorted, would you please be quiet, sir? Don't talk to me. You're interfering with my writing. Minorikawa's fingers had already begun dancing across his keyboard. With a sigh, the waitress disappeared back into the kitchen. Oh yeah, now we're talking. His fingers picked up speed as he went about touch typing. The act of typing at a keyboard without looking at the keys, the aspiration of computer novices everywhere. The typical methods involved placing the index finger on the F and J keys, with the middle ring and pinky fingers resting on the A, S, D, or K, L, and colon keys to either side, from which all other keys are easily reached. With practice, a touch typist can instinctively hit the correct key every time without looking. Interesting. We used to have classes like that in in elementary school, I think. It was like typing classes. And I found them to be I think certainly after my generation, I'm fairly certain that they are completely dead. They're completely, totally dead in terms of touch typing and typing classes and stuff like that, where it's just like, we all know how to use a computer. We know. You're like, even like now with iPad babies, they know how to type. I can type pretty fast, but the moment I look at a keyboard, I start to slow down. Right? Yeah, because you're not able to see the input of like what you're actually putting on the screen. So it slows you down way by like tremendously. The pros and cons of surveillance cameras. Proprietor of outdated electronics shop oversees high-tech camera system. Bedlam at bogus weight loss drink sales demo. Bankrupt organizer remains undiscouraged. Now Minorikawa's spirits were riding high. His writing rolled along at a brisk pace. Sir. It was the waitress again, her voice yanking Minorikawa right out of his soaring mood. Sir. Now what? Has the President of the United States agreed to give me a one-on-one interview? The waitress's eyes went wide with confusion. Huh? Because unless it's something that important, do not speak to me right now. But she was undeterred. Sir, if you could please just be a little quieter. Minorikawa's fingers ceased their rattling across the keys. Just what sound do you have a problem with? All I've been doing is writing a copy. Well, for the last while, you've actually been talking while you write, sir. Bro, you are so... There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like the idea that he's not even aware of it, or that he... Okay, well, anyway, talking. Minorikawa tilted his head in confusion. Yes, sir. You've been talking about an electronics store and some bogus weight loss drink? I assume that's what you're writing about? You're saying I've been narrating my copy aloud while writing it? That's right, sir. Other customers sitting nearby were openly snickering. Well, so what? He snapped. He was red in the face now. You all should be delighted that you get to hear what I'm writing before the magazine goes to print. Well, actually, sir, one of our customers has been complaining. Complaining. This should be the same place. Yeah, I think the guy on the far right there is Kano. Rumi. It's Rumi and Kano's, and well, Rumi's father, essentially. So, complaining. Of all the nerve. Who was it? Where are they? Minorikawa scanned the other patrons, many of whom were unsuccessfully trying to hide their laughter. It was me. Yeah. It was the grumpy older fellow who'd been making a scene earlier. Bogus diet fads, peeping security cameras. Reminds me of that sleazy tabloid 4-star general gossip I hate so much. Oh ho! You sure seem to know a lot about it for something you hate so much. The man's face twisted up with scorn. Interesting. He probably hates it because maybe they wrote a piece on Aya Kamiki? And he hates when people write hit pieces about his Oshi like that. The man's face twisted up with scorn. Your behavior is bothering everyone in here, he said. Do you not understand that? No, I don't. Guess a reporter who writes nothing but nonsense prefers nonsense in everything he does. Minorikawa could feel his blood boiling. What was that? Go on, say that again. Oh, gladly. Nonsense, filth, codswabble, flim-flam. You bastard, how dare you? Minorikawa stormed over to the man's stable. Flim-flam indeed. Flim-flam is 428 specific. Amazing game. Bogus or insincere content. Fewer things anger Minorikawa more than reporters using dishonest means to create a story. Having his work be called flim-flam would naturally make him blow his top. I would hate to be in this restaurant, man. Just who you calling flim-flam? The other man stood up and glowered at Minorikawa's face. You utterly lack any manners or sense of decency for starters. I have plenty of manners and decency. I don't know about that one. I also happen to have a deadline. Bah, as if a flim-flam artist like you has a work ethic. Stop calling me flim-flam! The waitress inserted herself between the two men. Gentlemen, please stop fighting. I demand that you remove this man at once, the older fellow barked. Also, we haven't yet seen Rumi's face, which is weird. I don't know. They were saying that she looks like international pop sensation, pop sensation whoever. The person who isn't Aya Kamiki. And I wonder what that's all about, so I don't know. He's the one you should be kicking out, Minorikawa shot back. By now, he was ready to go for this guy's throat. Please, the waitress pleaded. Both of you return to your seats. She grabbed onto Minorikawa and began to forcibly drag him back to his table. Oh, it's too late for that. Just calm down. You know what? I want to see a bad end. Oh, it's too late for that. Giving into his anger, Minorikawa threw a punch at the troublemaker. Ugh. The man dodged nimbly, however. What? Huh, you're not bad. I'm 6 Dan in judo. Ah, you should have mentioned that earlier. Minorikawa hastily retreated to his seat. Oh, and Minorikawa just backed the fuck down. The other man snorted and sat down with a scowl. Surely I'm not allowed to sit back down after attempting to hit a customer. Ah, whatever, who cares? Who cares? The waitresses don't get paid enough for this shit, so. The needless interruption, just when he'd finally gotten into writing mode, had all but killed Minorikawa's motivation. he decided he needed to take a breather. He turned to the waitress. One spaghetti Napolitan. Spaghetti flavored with tomato ketchup. Napolitan is a corruption of Neapolitan. Yeah, though a corruption. What is that? Though the dish itself has no connection to the Italian city of Naples, Napoli, rather it originated as a menu item from a hotel in Yokohama shortly after World War II. There is also a spaghetti dish from Nagaya called the Milanese, which likewise has no connection to the Italian city of Milan. Lies. The lies that we tell ourselves to make our food sound fancy. He might not have a lot of spare time, but working on an empty stomach wouldn't do him any favors. While waiting for his order to come out, he decided to read back over the copy he'd written so far. Huh? When he looked back at the monitor, the screen was yet again black. It's not plugged in, my guy. Looking to his feet, he saw the power cable now unplugged. Hey, what kind of cafe are you people running here? He shouted. The waitress hurried over, looking combative. Sir, you yanked that out yourself when you stood up earlier. What? A likely story. Are you serious? What's going on? What's going on, Minorikawa? Why are you like this? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a sip of water here. I also thought for sure that that would lead to a bad ending, and it didn't. The story just continued. They're like, yeah, whatever. A likely story. It's the truth, sir. Minorikawa pointed at one of the customers sitting next to him. Is she telling the truth? Did I really yank my power cord out by myself? The man nodded sheepishly. What is this? Ace Attorney? Man, bro. Yeah, well, then that's the outlet's fault for being someplace where it unplugs so easily, Minorikawa squawked. The waitress marched away, head held high. Just make sure that spaghetti's delicious, Minorikawa shouted after her. What is going on with the guys in front? Like consoling his friend after a breakup is like, it's okay, man, you'll get over her. Just have some good food. Like, no, she's never gonna talk to me again. I'm so sad. Huh. Do that, and I'll consider us even. Oh, and load it with cheese. Lots of cheese. He plugged the power cable back in and let out a heavy sigh. In all his writing fervor, he hadn't thought to save his work. Always make sure make sure to save your work to avoid losing data. Honestly, why is it that your computer only seems to freeze when you've forgotten to save your stuff? True. Written from real life experience of working on this visual novel, probably. You're writing text for the game, and then it's just like, no. So it's why you need autosave. True. That's also true. I feel like, yeah, computers have gotten better about that. I didn't even think about that. They have gotten better about it. At least, if you're working in like Google Docs, the cloud is a thing. So cloud is good at really autosaving. Especially for Word documents. Okay, so Word has gotten better at it as well. Man, I feel, I don't know, I had a moment of feeling so old. I was like, back in my day, if you didn't save, you were screwed. He probably was going to have to rewrite most of what he'd done. We'll stop getting into arguments with people. Excuse me. Minorikawa looked up to see a young woman standing there. I'm so sorry, she said. About my father. Oh, this is Rumi. She gave a tiny bow. Why are we not allowed to see you? Your father? Oh, that rude old man? He's just a little worked up right now. Please don't pay him any mind. So what, you waiting on your boyfriend? Huh? The woman was taken aback. I happened to hear you two arguing earlier. Would have been about 2 hours ago. Oh, I see. An awkward, embarrassed smile came to the woman's face. I thought he was going to ask my father for permission to marry me, so we've been waiting for him, but you see, he's trying to prevent an outbreak in Tokyo right now and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. He's off being a protagonist, basically. But he hasn't shown up. No, he must really be busy. She cast her eyes down sadly. Minorikawa took a better look at her. She was gorgeous. A woman with her looks wasn't something he saw every day, that was for sure. Say, would you mind talking with me for a bit? He asked. Me? Yeah. I kinda need to turn my mood around here. Well, okay. At least until my father gets back. This is a strange request. So the father went away to go on that message board and be like, no, Aya Kamiki needs to stay in Japan, and whatever. Okay, sure. What's your name? Rumi. She sat down across from him. Wait a second, aren't you... Minorikawa peered at Rumi's face. One of those twins that was chosen as Miss Midoriyama? Rumi shook her head. No, not me. No? Don't tell me there's like a third... there's a third person who looks exactly like Maria and Hitomi. I don't think so. I don't think that's what they're saying. No? Darn. Didn't think I'd be that lucky. He took a sip of his now cold coffee. I do know the girls you're talking about, though, Rumi said. Why would you do that, my guy? Why are you like this? Blech. Minorikawa spat out his coffee in surprise. Rumi squeaked in alarm as the spray splattered her face. But Minorikawa leaned in unconcerned. Just, why you like... great. I see. So now we can look at her without seeing her face. You mean it? You really know them? Yes, Rumi replied. You're talking about the OSAWA twins, right? She got out a handkerchief, and wiped the coffee from her face as she spoke. Now we know that she has bangs. I guess we know that much. Seriously, I don't know what's going on with this storyline. If we've already figured out that Tama is Maria, then I don't know what we could possibly be hiding at this point for her. OSAWA, huh? Minorikawa glanced down at the project proposal on the desk. Sexy squared. Oh. It's about them. I see. Okay. Sexy squared. Twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Midoriyama Academy, Maria and Hitomi Osawa. Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. The Osawa twins. I actually won Miss Midoriyama myself a few years ago. This year I served as one of the judges. Huh. Okay. Alright. My brain is trying to brain and put something together. Minorikawa adopted a self-satisfied pose. Guess I really was born under the right sign to be a freelancer. Ha 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 ha. The leads just come to me. Sure, Rumi muttered. Okay, let's talk basics then. Tell me what you know about these girls. Well, I don't really know them personally. Rumi continued to dab at the coffee on her face. But now that you ask, I do remember hearing that they'd entered the contest separately. Wait, separately? Now Minorikawa was a bit confused. Yes, that's right. I assumed they'd entered as a pair, but apparently not. I wonder why. I mean, they're twins. Don't they look alike? Wear the same clothes? Do everything together? And say the same things at the same time and stuff? No. No. What are you talking about? Rumi chuckled and shook her head. No, not at all. Besides, these two aren't identical. They're Oh my gosh. Okay, they're fraternal twins. Wahoo. Um, Twins who were born at the same time from two eggs that were fertilized separately. Fraternal twins do not share the same genetic information. They can differ in such characteristics as sex and blood type. Um, Interesting. So if you're maternal, then you can't differentiate in terms of sex. They're like both male or both female. In blood type, though there are cases of fraternal twins resembling one another, looking almost closely as identical twins. Maria and Hitomi happen to look very closely alike, but they do not have the same blood type. What? Are you gonna have Bombay blood? Are you? Is this, are Maria has Bombay blood, and Hitomi has a virus. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Wait, really? Then how are people confusing them? I don't know. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I've been looking this whole time at both Maria's face and Hitomi's face, and being like, I don't see. I think that Maria's face is a little thinner than Hitomi's face. So they look a little bit different to me. But in maternal twins, it's only one egg, so they would have to have the same chromosomes. Oh, okay, I see. This is probably all things I learned in science class that I said I don't care. I don't care. Although at a glance they do look very similar. Still, how should I put this? They both give off a very different impression. Oh? Now that sounds interesting. Mind explaining what you mean? They look similar to me, but I've never been good at recognizing people. Maybe I just assume they look alike because the game says they do. They look alike. Like, it's not. I'm not good at placing faces either, so it's two people who are not good at placing faces, just trying to be like, well, I think they kind of look alike, or I think they don't. Yeah, I think they look alike. It's just Maria definitely has a mole and is a little bit skinnier, but I don't know. I don't know. Mind explaining what you mean? Minorikawa opened his memo pad. I talked to them briefly after the award ceremony. The older sister struck me as really energetic, but the younger sister was quiet and reserved. Minorikawa's investigative senses were tingling. I wouldn't figure a shy girl would want to enter a campus beauty contest. I suppose not, no. Yeah. I don't suppose you've got anything juicier? Minorikawa asked. Rumi frowned. Would you just like to go and ask them yourself? I mean, they're both kidnapped, actually. They're both technically kidnapped, or technically missing at this point. They don't live very far from here. Sure, meet Osawa. Osawa would love to have you in the midst of everything else that's going on. Whoa, hold the phone. Minorikawa could hardly believe what had just fallen into his lap. I thought you had an interview to do with somebody. I don't remember. The advance info in the project proposal had mentioned the girls were students at Midoriyama, but hadn't given an actual address. If he could talk to them directly, now that would pay dirt. You know where they live? Well, not exactly. I just heard that they lived in Shoto. Aha, Shoto. That wasn't far away. A car or motorcycle could get there in about 10 minutes. So you're just gonna walk around until you find them? Because that's kind of creepy. It'd be quicker than going to Midoriyama Academy, and he'd be able to meet with the girls themselves. Minorikawa flashed a quick look toward the restroom. It looked like Rumi's father had just gotten back. Sorry, she said. I should be going. No problem, and thank you. Rumi gave him a quick nod, then hurried back to her seat. Rumi must be having the worst day ever, honestly. Minorikawa grabbed, I'm thinking. Let's continue. Let's continue. I was thinking, I was like, maybe do I want to continue? Let's continue. Minorikawa grabbed the directory from the public phone and flipped through the pages. To his surprise, there were only 5 listings for the name Osawa with addresses in Shoto. But there was neither a Maria nor a Hitomi, but he hadn't expected there to be. He needed to find their parents. Right. Wasting no time, he called up the first Osawa on the list. Oh, freaking... Are you serious? You gave me such a scare in the other timeline, and you're just over here... Why are you so awkward? Why didn't you just say, I'm coming over for an interview or something? Bingo! Minorikawa couldn't help but pump his fist in excitement. He got in the right place on his first try. Way to go, me. He committed the house number listed in the phone book to memory. Just then, the waitress reappeared with a disgruntled expression and Minorikawa's order of spaghetti Napolitan. Here you are, sir. Yeah, that looks good. Oh-ho! The pasta was piled high with an impressive mound of grated cheese. It looked almost like a miniature mountain of snow. You did say lots of cheese, sir, the waitress told him. She set down a canister of cheese and a bottle of Tabasco, a sauce made by the US-based McInerney Company, consisting of hot peppers, grain vinegar, and rock salt. Known for its distinctive spiciness, it can make spaghetti and pizza quite tasty with the addition of just a few drops. Interesting. Tabasco also goes pretty well with ramen and curry, recommended for times when flavor is lacking a little punch. However, even 1 drop may be too much for those who can't handle spicy things. It's been claimed that Tabasco was first imported to Japan by a certain well-known former pro wrestler, but this story is untrue. Hates misinformation. Hates it. Good lord, that's a lot of cheese. I know. You know the waitress did that out of spite. She probably did. She's just like, you know what? Here, take all of it. Take all of it and leave. Get out. Ooh, this looks good, Minorikawa exclaimed. He twirled some spaghetti up in his fork and shoved it into his mouth. The slightly sour sweetness of the ketchup blended perfectly with the mellow flavor of the cheese. Oh, that is tasty. There was nothing like satisfying grub to lift the spirits. He turned back to his laptop, still wolfing down the spaghetti. Alright, we're back in action. Let's do this. Yet again, he unthinkably blurted out his words aloud as he slipped back into writing mode. I've got this. I've got this. With ketchup smeared around his mouth, he set his fingers tapping away at the keys. The waitress let out another groan of dismay, cause she does not get paid enough. Huh? You say something? Minorikawa glanced in her direction, but the waitress faked a smile. No, sir, I don't think so. Yeah? Well, then go away. You're distracting me. Why are you like this? The moment he looked away, she clenched her fist in indignation. Nothing, sir. Good luck with your work, sir. I don't need luck. I've got this. Eyes jumping back and forth between pasta and computer, Minorikawa got to work on his copy once more. Before long, he was oblivious to every sound in the cafe around him. There's a very traditional gag there, but I kind of like the back and forth, I feel like. So, I swear there are very few people who scream the urge to be smacked upside the head. True. It is kind of wild that there was a point when like Minorikawa was like, I think this character is kind of as likable as the others, and maybe not so much anymore. Maybe not so much, but you know what? He's doing his best. It's fine that he's here. When he finally snapped out of his writing mode, he glanced at his watch. Ba. It was 2:20. Yeah, you have an interview. Almost time for him to head to his next interview. Better get a move on. Kimizuka's taxi. I am almost wondering. So, the game will give you like a little save feature right before you make a choice. I don't trust the game to save. I don't trust the game to save, basically. I don't want to like leave this and be like, oh no, like I have to redo this all over again for whatever reason. Yeah, just continue. He's in that you either love him or hate him category. Yeah, definitely. I could see that. There's no in between. Kimizuka's taxi came by just as Minorikawa was hurrying out of the cafe. Well, what a pleasant surprise, Minorikawa called out. Nice timing, my man. Kimizuka... I have no clue if you can hear my dog, like, snoring in the background. She's so loud. Kimizuka's startled look quickly vanished from behind an expression of professional resignation. You need a ride, sir? You know it, Minorikawa replied. First off, head to Shoto. After that, I'll need to get to Sakuragaoka. As he cast his gaze out at the sights of the city, Minorikawa mulled over his plan for the next part of the day. First, he'd interview the Miss Midoriyama girls. Then, he'd meet up with the head of that theater troupe. In order to leave himself enough time to write his copy, that meant... I'd have to get this all wrapped up in 20 minutes, he said. Can you make that happen? Kimizuka flashed a grin. That will incur a special fare, sir. Oh, special, Minorikawa said as he got settled in his seat. I love that word. Kimizuka stepped on the gas. Shibuya was a town of contrasts. It was a town of young people, unpretentious, energetic. The Scramble intersection and center guy perfectly conveyed that vibrancy. However, if one turned right at the 109 building and headed down Bunkamura Dori, the town's whole atmosphere changed. Now this is where Achi was, or not Achi, Achi. Interesting. Shoto was one of Shibuya's, indeed, one of Tokyo's most upscaled residential districts. Wherever one looked, there were stately manor houses, giving off an imposing air, sending the message that this was no place for the common folk. Oh, so Achi wasn't here. It's just Osawa and his richness, essentially. Right here is fine. Minorikawa directed Kimizuka to pull over. Wait here for me. I'll be right back. Hopping out of the taxi, he checked the nameplates of the nearby homes. Okay, there was a save there. Thinking. I think I will call it here. If only because I feel like my reading is a little worse today than usual. Probably because I haven't played this game in, like over a week. So maybe I'm just a little bit out of it. But I am really enjoying it so far. I think we can make good progress on Minorikawa next time. And probably Osawa as well. And then maybe we'll also start Kano. Finally. Have Kano do something. Maybe the right thing, even. Good for him. Alright. No, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? That's fine. We'll leave it here. We'll leave it here. Okay. Well, with that being said, let me go ahead and set down the controller. I feel like I made good progress on this one today. Which is good. And I feel like the Maria and the Achi story as well were very, very interesting. So, I'm excited to see where that goes from here. But let me go ahead and look for somebody to raid. Da, 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 da. Okay, Kua is online. Kua is online, so let's go say hi. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So, nice to finally get back into Shibuya. Yeah! Yeah, definitely. I just really like visual novels like this. I've been watching somebody play through Umineko as well for the first time. And it just made me appreciate like the visual novel medium and like what you can do with it. And this game as well, very much. It's like it makes me appreciate what you can do with a format like this for games. So, anyway, let me go ahead and switch over to ending screen. Da-da-da-do. Okay. If you are here, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow with some more Thousand Resist, and then we'll be back with some more of this game on Thursday. So, not Wednesday. I have game night with my friends on Wednesdays, which is why I don't stream on Wednesdays, but Thursday instead. So, yeah, have a wonderful rest of your night, and yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.